It is about time. It is about time. Heading to the airport in about, I don't know, 10 minutes and getting on a plane to this time Boise. Change of pace. Not going to Florida right now. That's for next week. Yeah, and I just got home from there 2 days ago. Well, 3 days ago, I guess now. But yeah, it is tiring getting right back. It's really the airports that are probably the most tiring thing. Leaving from an airport, arriving's not too bad, but leaving from an airport is probably the worst part. It's just, I don't know, the anxiety, getting there, the Uber, those parts are not too fun. And they kind of wear on you after a while. The flight, well, if you're upgraded to first class, the flight's not too bad at all, actually. Kind of nice. Kind of pleasant. Good way to relax and the opportunity to get some work done, some studying and some computer work. I got the Wi-Fi now on all my flights, so that's convenient. I got a snack guaranteed, although I don't really need a snack that much these days. But yeah, and to be honest, getting a little bored in Seattle. I don't really relish coming back, and that's never a good sign of like how much you enjoy being. But I think to be honest, even in Pleasanton, it wasn't like I was dying to get back to Pleasanton either. So there's something there. But I liked getting back to Pleasanton just because of the main part of living in a home is just so much nicer than living in a condo. With the exception of just being close to things. I guess that's one thing. But even in Pleasanton, I was really close to things. So yeah, I guess that's a sign. So there'll be more about that later. But speaking of travel, yeah, I go back to Florida next week. Do a few shows out there for fun, and then after that things slow down a bit. So that's kind of nice. I'll be in town for a while. Even though, like I said, it is getting a little boring in Seattle. But as the months change, there's definitely more to do. So there'll be some wine tasting coming up and other things. And I may have purchased a ticket to London. I don't know if I'll use it or not. It was cheap. It was a business class ticket for almost no cash, just miles. And I've got so many miles now, I just thought, why don't I lock it in? And if I need to get a refund, I can. And it would give me a chance to go to London and Paris. The main reason I would cancel is just the hotels are so darn expensive that I just don't know. I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money, especially when it's a time of year where the weather actually may not be good. It might be perfect. It also might be bad. I don't know. So it's a risky time of year. Yeah, just the hotels. I mean, I can use miles for technically I can use miles for the hotel, but it's a really poor value. I mean, you just waste. You turn, a few nights in a hotel, you're getting rid of maybe like 5 first-class flights. I mean, it's just an extremely bad deal. But the cash is like a couple $1,000s for 5 nights, so that's not good either. And you can mix and match and use a little of each, which is possible. So I haven't canceled it yet, but I'd say it's 50-50 that I'm going to. I do know one toy I might get. I mean, it's a tool really, but a portable monitor. I'm traveling so much, and one of the things that I'm limited to is just that tiny computer screen. I wanted a 14 instead of a 16, but even a 16 wasn't that much. But if I could have a portable monitor that goes along with me on the side, that's light and efficient and a decent display, I think that would be good for me. Because that's one thing I've really noticed. It's just very, very hard working on that the screen only. When it comes to graphics and video editing and things like that, word processing, yeah, that's fine. But there's other things that would really help having that. So I might look into that. I might use some of my time. I'll bring my laptop with me, so I without the monitor, so I can research getting the monitor. Then I don't know what I'll research. But anyway, it'll be a YouTube review. Speaking of which, I do need to work on some YouTube videos. I haven't really put out, aside from my travel videos, which go on a separate channel, I haven't put out anything else. And of course, it is a hobby. It's not a job. But I noticed, the people, a lot of people get stagnant and stale and just stop doing stuff. I went through today and I unsubscribed to a bunch of channels that just hadn't done anything, and some of them years. So I thought, well, what's the point? And I myself, I better be keeping mine updated too, because otherwise maybe I'll get unsubscribed. But a lot of people just get bored of it and don't really have a focus. And that's kind of me in a lot of ways. But yeah, I've seen some channels where they had a kind of a thing going, a niche thing going, and some of them, yeah, they kind of just they exhaust themselves, exhaust the content. They've already done everything you can do. There's like one of them speaks foreign languages, and I noticed that it's like after a certain point, it's like, all right, you've kind of done everything, and now he's switching gears and doing other stuff. It's like, I got a massage in Thailand or something, and it's like, okay, well, I got another did airplane first class reviews. I've done some of those myself, but he started doing train reviews because it's like you've already taken all the flights, so. I mean, how much is there to really do until you can go back to the beginning and say, okay, I'm taking the same exact flight again, but it's going to be the same experience. In fact, in general, a lot of first class flights have kind of the same experience to some degree, and there's differences, of course, but you get on the thing, you put your seat into a bed, you get a meal, some wine, and that's kind of the majority of it, and the differences between that are not all that. Anyway, I got to check Uber. No train, at least going there. I think I'll just take Uber the whole way. It's wasteful. I'm hoping my flight's not delayed, because then, well, if it is, I guess I'll use my lounge pass. But it's not the best way to use it, but I also don't like doing nothing at the airports either, so I try to time it out. I did get Spot Saver this time because, yeah, it just seems like the lines are getting so crowded even in TSA pre-checks, so I might as well make use of the Spot Saver and see. But if I'm going to use that, my appointment is probably in 40 minutes, so I should call my Uber now. Hopefully the price hasn't gone up. It's $40 earlier, but if it gets to 50, then it's like, I hate 50. But 40, I expect 40. I would love it to be cheaper. It's cheaper in other cities, not Seattle, but what can you do? All right, I've got to get this uploaded, because if I wait, I won't have the same type of reception. All right, that's it for now. Cheers.